Anyone who writes code for both their employer and themselves eventually runs into the same problem. You open your terminal, commit your code, and hit push, only to realize you just stamped a personal side project email onto a private company repository. Or worse, you get blocked entirely by a rigid permission denial. We are going to build a completely isolated routing system on your local machine. By the end of this setup, the simple act of placing a repository into a designated folder will automatically apply the correct cryptographic key and author identity. No manual switching required. To execute this, you need 3 things: an open terminal window, a basic text editor, and access to at least 2 different Git accounts, like a personal GitHub and a corporate GitLab. Relying on your memory to manually switch accounts is a liability. Structuring your file system to handle authentication silently guarantees your professional compliance remains intact. Let's start building the architecture. Open your terminal. We need to generate a new, highly secure ed25519 SSH key specifically for your professional account. Type SSH-keygen-T ed25519-C, followed by your professional email address. Stop before you hit enter on the next prompt. Git will ask you where to save the file. If you accept the default location, you will overwrite your existing personal key and lock yourself out of your own projects. Type a specific custom path, like id-ed25519-work. Next, we need to extract the data we just created. Run the cat command on the file ending in .pub to print its contents to your screen, and copy that entire string of text to your clipboard. This .pub file is your public key, the part you share with external servers so they can recognize your machine. The matching file without an extension is your private key. It must never leave your computer, as it provides the unique mathematical signature required to authorize your connection during the handshake. Navigate to the SSH settings panel in your professional GitHub or GitLab account. Click New SSH Key, paste the public text you copied from your terminal, and hit Save. The remote platform now has your public identifier, which means it can verify your machine. However, your local system still lacks the instructions required to know exactly when to deploy this specific key. To fix this, we configure the SSH client's internal routing table. We do this by modifying a hidden file located at .ssh/config. This diagram shows a text editor where we are establishing our routing rules. You map a custom host alias, like github.com-work, directly to the file path of the specific private identity key we generated in the previous step. Directly below that mapping, you must add the identities only yes directive. This directive forces the SSH agent to ignore every other key stored on your system. It ensures the handshake only attempts the specific identity you've defined, preventing the server from rejecting the connection after seeing too many irrelevant keys. Save the file and run a quick test. Open your terminal and type ssh-t git-at, followed by your custom hostname to confirm the connection is active. Your connection permissions are now properly isolated. The platform will let you push code, but the author name and email stamped onto the actual lines of code still default to your global settings. We need to fix that next. We achieve this by physically grouping your repositories into strict workspace folders. Create one directory named Work and a completely separate directory named Personal. Inside each of those directories, create a standalone .gitconfig file. Keep it completely bare bones. Add only the specific author name and email address that corresponds to that identity. Here in this flowchart, we see the global Git configuration acting as a switchboard. By adding the include if directive to your global config, Git automatically calls upon the correct standalone file based on where the repository is currently located on your hard drive. Look closely at the directory path. You must include a trailing slash at the very end of the git dir string. Without that slash, Git will not apply the rule to the subfolders where your actual code lives. This layered architecture completes the system. Dropping any repository into your designated work folder immediately and invisibly applies the correct professional email and pushes through the professional SSH key. Let's prove the automation holds up. Open your terminal, navigate into your newly configured work folder, and initiate a clone. Looking at this comparison, you can see we have to modify the standard clone URL provided by the platform. Replace the default github.com with the custom SSH alias we created earlier. This triggers the SSH traffic cop we set up in step 2. Once the repository finishes cloning, change directories into the new project. Type git config user.email and hit enter. The terminal will return your professional email address. Your invisible routing architecture is fully functional. Your machine is now cleanly split into distinct operational zones. Authentication runs through the SSH config, while identity details are handled by directory-based rules. You can now operate without constantly second-guessing your commits. No more permission blocks, and zero credential anxiety when switching between client projects and personal repositories. If you have older repositories already sitting on your machine, this automation won't apply retroactively by default. You'll need to use the git remote set URL command inside those existing projects to update their origin paths to your new custom host names. Taking 30 minutes to build structural workflow automation protects your codebase and secures your professional reputation. If you want to dive deeper into securing your development environment, hit subscribe and check out the next tutorial.